Happy Friday, everybody, and welcome back to Brown Bag Bets, powered by BETSPERTS. Your daily dose of cricket handicapping and sports betting picks. I'm Alex Christenson, and joining me, as always, Mr. Andy Molitor, who looks like he's ready for the weekend. Are you ready? Have you had enough of this week? Is it time to kind of relax a little bit?
I am. It's been a heck of a week. Continues to be a heck of a week with I don't know. Kids never have school. It's just like another teacher workshop day. So I got the kids hanging out with me today. So we'll see how productive I can be this afternoon with a few things. But it's not like I'm not going to bet. It's not like I'm not going to gamble today. It is. I'm trying to think of the last. Did you like note this? Was there a day that you did not place a bet and you noted it? I
It's
know there's been
usually
a
Christmas Eve.
few. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe around the holidays there was a day where, they give all the college kids, especially with me, I bet a lot of college basketball. They give a lot of the college kids 3 or 4 days off around Christmas, but then there was football games in there, so maybe that Friday before, which was Christmas Eve. I think you're probably right, but it might be
Because
just
there's
like
no NBA
Christmas
on
Eve.
Christmas Eve. There's no tennis on Christmas Eve. There might have
Yeah,
been a football game. Was there a random NFL game on Christmas Eve? I know there was Christmas football.
there was Christmas football. I don't think there was Christmas Eve.
No, there
I
wasn't. I
think
don't think
so.
there was
Probably
anything on Christmas Eve.
probably Christmas Eve, and then before that was probably the like somewhere in the All-Star break for baseball. Because I tell people on baseball too. I bet
Well,
baseball
there's still
almost every
tennis
damn
that
day.
day.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's a lot of tennis over the summer. There's soccer. We bet Euros. So, yeah, it's. I don't know how we got off on this tangent, but definitely it is a day ending in Y. It is a weekday, and there's basketball, there's tennis, there's football right around the corner. I will be gambling today, and let's just fire right into it because I want to give you a little soft golf clap. Tennis clap maybe is a little louder. Very nice call on Amanda Anisimova. She dropped the first set
Yeah, I
and
believe
then
so. I have to go
came.
back and look.
I believe she dropped the first set to Osaka, came back, won the second set, um, was not on excuse me, she did not serve first in the second set, which doesn't matter to every tennis player, but some tennis players, once that score gets up there and you're serving to stay in the match, once the score gets high enough, like that can be a little bit of pressure. So kudos to the young American. Nice win. And
She
big
was
kudos
down a
to
set, by the
you.
way.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
she won
big.
the second and third set. So kudos to her, and especially kudos to you for the nice call there. That was a plus 250 win, plus the handicap was never in doubt. So very nice. And we'll go back to the board as it is the fortnight continues down under.
Yeah, Anna Samova got it done first. Georgie, not quite so much, but I mean, that's kind of what I thought. It was either going to be 3-2,
She was
kind of
eight
like
to
it was, or
one.
she might have
Yeah.
stolen something. But I mean, Barty's been incredible. I was reading a stat today. She's held serve for 58 consecutive games now across however many matches. That's pretty unbelievable. But
She's
we'll get
nice.
into today. We've got a couple tonight, couple tomorrow. These first few, Jesse Pagula and Amanda Anisimova, these will actually be tomorrow night. But Pagula here, plus 180 against Maria Sakkari. Pagula has not been playing great tennis. She's been kind of struggling to find some form. Has not had the easiest matchups. Not that her opponents are necessarily great players, but they are maybe a little bit craftier and provide maybe a little more variety. Not that Sakkari isn't great. She's one of the best players on tour. She's incredibly fit, but I think Pagula at her best here can definitely take down Sakkari here. So although I still have a little bit of her on an outright, kind of from an old one, and I think plus 180 is a great price here. I would have this closer, honestly, to plus 140. So anything plus 165, plus 170 or better looks good to me. Going back to the well and Anna Samova. Again, we're going to go against Barty here. Anna Samova is playing fantastic tennis. And although Barty deserves to be the dominant favorite here, and it shouldn't be greater than 3-1. I have Anna Samova closer to 250. If you tweak some stuff and just kind of look at the last week, you could get her down to almost 2-1, honestly. So like that, like the plus 5 games. On the games, anything 4.5 or better looks good there. On the money line, anything 3-1 or better looks there. And then these matches here will actually be tonight. Apologies for organizing them kind of backwards. But Merton Zhang, over 20 games. Just kind of a numbers play for me here. These two look very even to me. I thought about maybe playing some Zhang, even though, she is a pretty big underdog. But they're just long matches here for both of these women. I think maybe there's a chance it goes 3, but it just comes out for 21 to me. So I have to play over 20. And then Madison Inglis, I saw some people in the chat there, Steven, he's talking about it. I couldn't get myself to back her on the money line. She's only like plus 250, plus 260 against Kaya Kanepi. But this spread, I have closer to 3.5. I might hang kind of like a cheap 4 or something like that. But getting the hook there on 4.5 is really nice. So happy to grab Inglis here plus 4.5. And I think 4.5, even some spots, is less than standard juice. I think I found like a 4.5 even money, a 4.5 minus 105 a couple spots, but 4.5 minus 10 or better looks good. Merton Zhang over 20 again. Those will be tonight. I think actually they have the order of play out already for that. Ingles will be at 8:15 Eastern, it looks like, and Zhang will be a little bit later, around 9 o'clock. So those will be tonight, and then Anisimova and Pegula tomorrow.
And I don't know. Is this guy, is Lachlan saying he was at Margaret Court? He says, great fun cheering that on live at Margaret. Who knows? We have some Aussie followers.
We have some Australian followers. Mr. Hall, I believe, might be one of them. I know our good buddy Steve from Ace Previews was down there, and he was really enjoying Darren Cahill and kind of the calming impact he has, just even with a nod from the crowd.
Yeah, they're coaching. We have a God, what was it? We have somebody who goes to the Newport one. We definitely have had someone who goes to Winnetka. Like boots, we need more boots on the ground. I think that's something we need definitely going forward.
We'll work on it.
Tennis ones. Maybe I'll drive down to Cincinnati. That's not.
Brett went to Chicago. I think Jimmy went to Chicago. A handful of us go to the U.S. Open.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Chicago ones they added. So
nobody gets to Miami. We can't get Drew to drive to Indian Wells. We'll have to get Drew to head out to Indian Wells.
I think he did a little bit. Feel like he went. I think he ended up going to the fall one. We'll double check. Indian Wells is great, just a great venue. But the Aussie Open's nice too. And yeah, if you watched, especially, gosh, I can't remember there was a women's match that went a long while, and one of the women just about melted at the end. But it is hot down there. It's summer, and on the men's side, I will have one bet. I got hooked last night. Not great. Just couldn't get the double break. And coin flip. Truthers out there. It didn't work out for me in the end. He ended up getting a late break, so it 6-3, 6-4, 6-4 landed on 29, which was annoying for somebody who had the under. I was telling Dan off the air, I woke up to the flash score. I didn't stay up for it. I woke up to the flash score notification saying 3-0 Zverev, and I'm like, all right, we got a chance. And then I scrolled down and I'd seen a DM from Kelly, and all it said was 29. Like, damn it. I didn't even get to check the score to find out I was wrong. So sorry about that. We'll go back to the well. Order of play, I believe, is out and correct. This should be a early match between Tsitsipas and Paire. I think I'm trying to look. I think this is Laver one of the courts? That sounds right.
Yeah, Rod Laver Arena.
I think this is in the big one. So this will be a fun one with a big crowd. And Benoit is playing pretty well. It's always scary taking your life and putting your life in the hands of a Frenchman. I can't even say it. I'm so nervous. Benoit Paire's been playing well. He had he's dropping sets, but he's not somebody who's supposed to progress here. He's like a 6-1 dog in this match. But I do see him driving some sets to tie breaks. I see him probably even taking a set here because Tsitsipas, great. He's highly ranked. He made the French Open final the other year. He's very, very good, but he's not in form. He's not fit, and he had elbow surgery. Like he's not right. He's not ready for the big time here. I don't rate him as a challenger for either the the big two, or even if you want to throw Nadal, Zverev, and Medvedev. I don't put him in the same category right now with how he's playing. He dropped a set to somebody I don't even know. So I'm going to take basically Paire to. My only worry is Benoit wins this in straight sets, honestly, which maybe I should take 6-1. But this is.
You should play some Benoit 3-0 just to cover yourself, because if that does happen, now that you've said it, you're just going to feel awful.
It's going to be like 40-1, So I'm going to go find that. I can find that a few places, but yeah, Tsitsipas Paire. Over 33.5 games played in that one tonight. And that one does start a little earlier. It does look like unless you're a sleepy guy on the East Coast, you should be able to watch that without staying up too late.
Yeah, it looks like it's at 10 o'clock, and I'm sure it'll be pear-shaped indeed.
Pear-shaped indeed. What about this? Is there any stupid starts in the NBA? I'd say about 3 times a week we have a game. It's like, oh, it's a East Coast team starting at 10 p.m. local. Like, that's cool.
Nothing too crazy today. Back in kind of the normal flow of the schedule. Pretty big slate tonight. Just a small handful of games that stuck out to me. Um, we'll start here. The Portland Trailblazers team total under 102. They are visiting the Boston Celtics. I actually show some value on the Celtics here, but they've been a tough team. Laying some of these bigger numbers. They're laying 8 points tonight, but this should be a slow, ugly game. The Celtics have all the defensive pieces here to kind of control what's been left of a Trailblazers team towards the end of a road trip here. Again, I have them at 99 points, so we'll try that again. The Pacers got the best of us last night, but I feel much better about this Blazers team total under tonight. Now, this next one, I'm starting to look around. Looks like this number's gotten beat up a little bit here, but Grizzlies Nuggets over 223. I'm starting to see some 224, 224 and a halves, even some 225 floating around. Probably draw the line, honestly, at 223 and a half, maybe a smaller play at 224. I have this right around 226, almost 227. The Nuggets, despite missing a lot of players, not having Murray all season, still missing Michael Porter Jr., continue to get better and better offensively. They've been putting up a bunch of points. I love the trade for Bryn Forbes. Forbes, obviously not one of the best players in the league, but someone who's going to stretch the floor and make the offense there even better, while at the same time kind of making the defense worse. I love players like that for an over. The Grizzlies love a fast pace. They really play up against some of these bigger opponents here. And you start to look, no Kyle Anderson, no Dylan Brooks. Again, some of the better defensive guards for the Grizzlies out tonight. A lot of things pointing towards an over. And again, I have it at 226, almost 227 before considering some of that stuff. So over 224 or better. Well, I'll say over 224 or better. Hopefully that'll bounce back a little bit for you guys. And then the hold your nose bet. This one's actually a 10.5, so you get a little bit of better number here. The Golden State Warriors just in a tremendously bad schedule spot, back to back. I believe it's a 7-9. I know it's a 3-4. Steph Curry played a ton of minutes last night. No Draymond Green. I wonder if Curry again is even going to play. Without him, they can still beat this Rockets team. So I think there's going to be a couple Warriors guys we see possibly sit tonight. Again, Steve Kerr gave them off yesterday. They had a home run derby in the stadium instead of practice yesterday because that's how tired they were. I guess maybe they should have practiced given how the game went yesterday. But the Rockets plus 10, a great spot for them. Houston, when at full strength like they are now, have been staying inside some of these big numbers. They continue to lose games. I mean, that's kind of the plan in Houston, but they've been staying inside some of these bigger numbers. So happy to grab the 10 now, 10.5 with the Rockets. So 3 looks with the big boys, Andy. You got anything with the kids?
I do. Smaller slate today. I still managed to find too many games to bet. Originally, I didn't even put the states in these St. Francis.
I saw that.
I just wrote Dan. Dan's like, "Are you betting like an alt under? Like are you betting this at 2 different numbers? Like, oh shit, no, it's 2 different teams." Like, I just got in a hurry. So 7 plays for me tonight, and won't get into too depth on them, but Wagner -5. Look around. I'm seeing 5.5 some places. I think you still can get a 5, which is what I would want in this. I don't bet a lot of favorites. I was kind of mad at a couple last night. I think Chattanooga ended up getting there, but it's annoying. I had a 3.5 point favorite up by 2. I thought I was getting my foul luck back. They were fouled with like 3 seconds left. Missed them both. Didn't even make the first one and give me false hope. Like he missed them both. So such is life. But Wagner -5 is a look for me. And then St. Francis, New York versus Farley Dickinson under 146.5. And then St. Francis, PA. And this is a recurring theme, as Dan knows. I put PA St. Francis rather than the other team. They are playing Central Connecticut. I still don't think those totals have adjusted low enough for this team. I have this out in the lower 130s. So St. Francis, PA under Central Connecticut State University. Blue Devils, Niagara, a team I've backed a lot in the past. A lot of sharp folks, the same old originator. Looking at the Peacocks today, and I told him I hope the Peacocks score 90 because I'm going to be on this over. It dropped a little. I found a nice 122.5 for myself. So Niagara in the action over 122.5, and staying in that same conference, Canisius Rider. You remember Chicago State, how they scored like 40 points in the last 2 minutes or something? Cost me an early game under. I went right back to him. I'm not the guy who's ever going to post on Twitter like, I'm not going to be the guy. This team's on my blacklist. Like I will do that where it's just like I know in my heart my numbers are wrong and I can't bet on this team or this side or this conference, but I would never blacklist a team for doing something silly. It does worry me that Canisius did some late fouling, and that was a bit of a problem. But they're favored in this one, and under 143 is definitely a look. If they start fouling again at the end and do stuff, I might drive to New York though. Toledo plus 4.5 in the bigger conferences that I like to bet in the MACtion. Toledo, Ohio. It's confusing because they're playing Ohio, but you say Toledo, Ohio. It's like a who's on first kind of thing there. Not really giving any breakdowns on these. I'm just laughing at some of the idiosyncrasies of the names and whatnot. And then closing the night, Fresno State was the biggest edge in the card, which makes me nervous sometimes when I'm off by this much. Did some due diligence, dug in, looked at some numbers. I still think I'm right. Fresno State should not be an underdog. You're getting 2 points. If you're scared, take the 2 points, split it up +2 and +110. I'm taking them straight up. I think they should be favored by several points. I like this spot a lot for them in a later evening game. And then I wanted to bring up yesterday.
Yeah.
I gave out 3 plays on the show. Not a single one of them won.
I noticed that.
They all lost, but I went 10-4 yesterday. I said, hey, I'm going to put some more plays in on the BETSPERTS app. Follow me. I said, I got busy this morning. I didn't make it through my whole card. I will have more plays. I joked I had 30 more that I was looking at. If you don't follow me over there and you just bet those 3, you had a bad day. If you bet all 15, you're up 5 units. So definitely going to want to follow us over there. I'm going to put everything over there. And yeah, I put in 11 extra plays. They went 10-1. And the only loser was an under that went to overtime. I honestly very, very much deserved an 11-0 sweep. I think there was a basket that got waved off at the end too. It landed, I needed under 137.5, I think, and they ended up tied at 65. And I thought for a moment I saw a score app go to 67, 65. So I was celebrating a little as I was checking scores sporadically there, but that one ended up costing me. So good day yesterday. Today I promise you this is it. I had a nice morning. I had a lot of time. Those are all the plays for tonight. I will not be adding to this. I'll always mention it on the show if I'll have extras that I'm going to add later, but just those 7. But tomorrow, I did this last weekend. I'll probably do it again this weekend because I hate putting 30 plays out at once. I'm going to put out plays sporadically over a Saturday, or I'll do maybe like 9 a.m., 1 p.m., 4 p.m. kind of thing. I'll put a note out on the app on what I'm going to do as far as how that goes, because it's just a mess if somebody has to try to place 30 bets at once. And I like to wait for some of the news on a Saturday when there's just too many games to check all at once. So follow me at Andy, follow Alex for all this NBA and tennis and all that at Alex Christenson. That's with an E and then an O. Actually, an I and then an E and then an O. And then follow producer Dan as he's degenning stuff too. That guy put some plays on there. I've seen it. He's on the app.
He brings the heat.
He brings the heat.
You got to bring the heat.
Yeah. And with that, Noops, I hope you have a really good weekend.
I hope you do too, Andy.
I'm all for it.
Fun. Football, basketball, tennis, all sorts of stuff.
All right. Yeah. Give us a thumbs up on the way out if you are excited for the weekend. And we'll see you guys.